SEO, is that still a thing? But it's still a thing, but
Definitely a thing.
you have to approach it differently. You have to approach it from not necessarily what Google thinks, but what Google thinks of your website. Is that correct?
Yeah, you definitely want to play by the rules and guidelines of like Google or Facebook. You also get a score, which you can see in a sense with like your quality score. You can kind of see it with your bounce rate, which they all kind of take into account. It's not like someone comes out and tells you, or you get like email saying like, "Hey, if you were to create a better page or a better website, we would get you better traffic." That's not exactly how it's going to work. But those are all metrics that you definitely want to pay attention to. So yeah, like I said, it depends on your offer and what direction that you want to go. Let's say we're doing something for articles or a video, like we said. Yeah, those will be great engagement. That's going to be really cheap, high click-through rates. If you're if you're going to push somebody straight to an offer, then it might take a couple more touch points, and it might be, you might start with the video or an engagement avenue, and then eventually you're just like, hey, I have a program that's there's only so many limited spots right now, and I'm going to work personally with you one-on-one. And like we said before, some people are okay with, having 10 clients, paying a certain rate. It's consistent, they can handle it, and they can deliver a great product.
Yeah, I got you. So with the SEO, what can you do with and on your website to improve your SEO? I mean, is
Oh
it
yeah, so
blog
for
posts? Is it that
SEO,
video library? Like obviously, if you do nothing but call to actions, you're probably going to get a very high bounce rate, which is going to hurt your SEO. So what can you do with or on your website to get more traffic so that it appears higher in that Google search?
get into the mind of your end user or your target, and what are they going to search for, because at the end of the day it is search engine optimization. So you're optimizing your website for the search engines, being Google. So what are people going to type in, what are they going to Google? You can base some of your headlines or descriptions pretty much based off of those search queries, and then provide more content. Obviously don't copy paste, don't try and do anything malicious where how to do XYZ and post that 1,000 times on one page, because you'll just get dinged for that, for trying to do something against their guidelines, basically. So it's really a lot of trial and error. There's a lot of free tools you could use, like Search Console, and basically you can place it on your website, gather some data, and then you can start learning how your pages and what pages are showing up for what search queries and how you can improve upon those. It's a lot of keywords that you want to incorporate, and then it's not like you just want to post those keywords on those pages or on the articles that you're going to provide. Go into depth and really explain yourself. Provide some sources, which there's a ton of free sources you can use. And basically, you're just telling Google that I'm providing a lot of information on this search query. It's very valuable. People are going to actually enjoy it, click it, and then over time you start to get ranked higher and higher. Then of course there's like the paid SEO, where you can kind of go into backlinks, where maybe bodybuilding.com links back to your website just because of your content is so strong and powerful, and then that kind of just says, we're getting a lot of great traffic. All of these other great websites are also linking back to us. That's a little bit different, but at the very least, you can optimize your keywords, your headlines, make sure all of your metadata, basically all the descriptions, any videos or images on your website, all have really good descriptions based on the keywords that we've discussed. Just little things like that, they go a long way, and it's a long game. It's not something that you're going to see immediate results, but you'll get it over time.
I had a former guest on. He said that 68% of all consumers start their buying journey with a search query, and that's pretty
That's usually
powerful.
how it goes.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then,
so we have to think about that user journey of what I try to always tell some clients too. People might be aware from awareness campaign or reach. They might see you on social media or one of these channels. But what most of us do, we go over to Google and we go and search about it right away. So it kind of goes hand in hand with each other, because now they're saying, was it was used to be 24 touch points. Then I just saw an article where it's 21 touch points where somebody would make a transaction with you. So, that's multiple ads, multiple searches, maybe a couple articles they read, maybe they watch your video on YouTube, and then they finally see your offer and then they pull the trigger. But at that point, they've had 21 touch points or interactions with your brand.
I think it's essential really to have it enough SEO that when they search for your keywords that you appear at least on the front page, the first page of the search results. Because
Oh, yeah.
if you land on the second page, forget about it.
Yeah.
Nobody's
No
going
one's
to see
going to
it.
the second page.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's where SEO becomes important, is that where you rank high enough on that search query for those keywords, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to be on the first page or even on the video section or the image section, because those are also different avenues within SEO that will populate. So the same idea with those images, you can add the metadata for those descriptions. They don't pop up on the website, but basically you're providing content uh, for that image or video. So if people are doing a video search or an image search, then your articles are also going to populate there because you provided a lot of valuable content and data and keywords that are relevant to those search queries.
Okay. Can you tell us more about that? What do you, these are videos and images that you post? Is it YouTube? Is it on your website? Is it on your Facebook page? Blogs?
Yeah, so in video, we see a lot of YouTube. So that's why it's also important to have your headlines and descriptions, detailed, keyword centric, and dialed in. It's something you also want to test because those will pop up there as well. And then on the images, yeah, it could just be as simple as including like a couple sentences exactly explaining, what the topic might be, there's 3 steps to improving your bench press, and then any other derivatives of those terms that you'd want to throw in there, and that way it's a little bit more relevant to the searches that those users are making.